Hi everyone! So this is a lovely book review. Why would I say lovely? I don't know why I just said lovely. But yes, this is a book review and wow, my lips look like almost like a ruby red when this is like a really, it's called Port. I don't know if I told you that, but this shade is called Port. Like, yeah, I don't know. But it looks, with this exposure and like the way the light is, it looks almost like a rubyish red. Yeah. Anyway, so I just finished this. This is Whispering Rock by Robyn Carr. This was actually a good story. I genuinely really liked this. At the beginning, unlike Shelter Mountain, Shelter Mountain, I think it's Shelter Mountain. That book really, like, the first two chapters and I was hooked. I wanted that, like, so badly. This, it took me a while. Like, it obviously, there was enough that got me into liking this book. Like, as I said, I genuinely really like this book. But, I don't know. Like, it didn't hook me enough where I want to purchase this book, unlike Shelter Mountain. But after getting, like, maybe to, like, the second, third, second third, like the middle if you split this in thirds, like that, the second third, like this sort of middle section sort of there, that actually really hooked me and I really liked it. The romance felt a little rushed, but it also at the same time it felt like the perfect amount of time because well, Mike already was really in love with Bree, or Brianna, as her full name is Brianna, or it's you know, Bree. He was already basically in love with her, and like this was at a time where she was already married, but at this point she's been divorced for a good while. Like in this book, she got divorced in the second book, and oh my god, my hands feel dry. I don't know why. But anyway, well, Bree was already starting to like fall in love with Mike in the second one. Like she already had like a little bit of feelings for him when this book started, and she had been raped. So like it did take her, like I'd say like the first third of the book, it took her like, you know, a good amount of time, it seems, like in the weird time framing skipping thing of the book. And again, I don't really like the time skipping thing. It's just like, even within the chapter, I just don't like it. I hate that writing style, or like her way of doing it. Again, I don't like there being so many storylines in this book. It's just really annoying. Like, in an adult romance novel, I want it to all focus on the couple of the book. So I wanted it to all focus on what Mike and Bree were doing. I wanted it all to be that. But, like, a small little sections of, like, some other thing that happened. Or, like, let's say, let's go with the rapist. Like at some, like a point, like it's like a very short paragraph, like maybe so like it'll fill like maybe one page, like maybe 2 pages of him, like, let's just say, like watching her and like plotting against her and like just basically like talking to himself at her. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get, think you're so perfect and safe, and but I'm gonna get you later. I'm gonna get you at some point. Something like that, where it's like maybe only 2 pages, 2 back to front pages, where that's all it takes up. But yeah, I don't like how broken up this is and how many parts there are and just stuff like that. Like this, unlike these type of books, I totally embrace the multi-storyline plotline type of thing. But not in an adult romance. I do not want that happening. I want all the focus to be on the 2 main characters. Anyway, I did really like this. I liked the sort of like the progression of the romance unlike the first two where it seemed like very rushed. I don't like rushed romances unless it's like I don't know, let's say like they were together, like say they were together in high school and then like they broke up at the end of high school or when they first started college, if they started college, and then there were a time period where they were separate and then they kind of get back together and kind of fall in love again at like a later point at another time. Similar to a story by what's it called? Second Chance or Second Chances by Danielle Steele. And if you know the cover, for me, the cover I recognize, it has 2 boxing gloves. That is where they were together for a very long time and kind of in love. And then they broke up because, or separated because it's something just like she was spending too much time at work or he was spending too much time at his work and she felt like he wasn't in love with her anymore and stuff like that. And then it kind of progresses, and this is actually within the actual book right now. Like maybe about the halfway point. Some point, like they spend time away from each other, and then I think in the second half of the book, I haven't read this in a good while. Just to let you know. And then like at least in the second half that I know of, he comes back and is like, "I want us to be together again. I miss you." And it's not like he did anything bad, like Bree's ex-husband in this, where he cheated on her, basically. And like he cheated on her with her best friend and then left her to be with that best friend. In the Second Chances Danielle Steele book, that didn't really happen, if I remember. If I'm wrong, whatever. But anyway, this is a good book, as maybe I'm trying to get at. This was a very good book. And like I'm at a teetering point where it's like I don't really need it, because like I didn't fall in love with it that much where like I have to have this book. I desperately have to have this book. But I'm also, as I said, I'm at that teetering point where it's like I kind of do want this book. I do actually like really like this book. But at the same time it's like meh. Because it's like I really, really loved that middle part section there. And like at the beginning and the end, it's like that's up in the air. So I might actually get my aunt to get this book for me. And probably book number 2 as well, depending on if I remember to do stuff. But that was this book. And I don't know. I just sort of like the progression of this book. And like where Mike and Bree's story kind of goes on. Jack and Mel, I like that sort of stuff that was going on, but it didn't feel like it needed to be there. It just didn't feel like it needed to be there. Like the amount of time you spend on writing about them. If you wanted to get like that Mel gets pregnant again and Jack is like rushing to get that house finished, like you didn't need to spend so much time on that. If you wanted to put that stuff in there, you could have been like Mel comes to see Bree and Bree talks to her and like it's or like it's obviously it's in Mel and Mike and Bree's point of view, and like it's because it's their story. It should be like you start with Bree or Mike and then like Jack and Mel come into it and it's like, "Hey buddy, I need your help because I really need to finish working on my house." It's like, "Hey, so what's really the rush? I thought you guys were fine." Well, Mel is pregnant again. And it's like, you could have done it that way. Because that's how I really that's what I want in like an adult romance or in a romance novel period. I want to just focus on the 2 main characters rather than having my focus pulled away and put onto like other characters. Like seriously, we had like 3 plot lines going. First we have Mike and Bree. Obviously we have Jack and Mel, and then the other one is at least the three main ones that are going on is Tommy and Brenda, and then there was another one that was on Mike and Jack's friend Paul Haggerty. If you have read these books, you will know about him. Like, he's appeared in both the books about nowish. He does come into the first book, I know that, because they have like this hunting and poker kind of week where like the Marine buddies, like this group of Marine brothers, they come and they hang out, they spend the week together, they hunt, they play poker, they drink, and they talk about their lives and all that stuff. But yeah, like that's 4 plot lines to go through. And like I wanted all to focus on Mike and Bree. Other than that, I do like those 4 plot lines and what's going on with them. I just feel like I didn't need the other 3. I just wanted to mainly just be focused on Bree and Mike. Because that's what the point is. If you remember, in Shelter Mountain, they do go to a rock and have a picnic lunch together. So I think that's what this is referring to. I think in the book it might be called Makeout Rock or something like that. But it is a rock. I just can't remember what the first word is. Anyway, if you're gonna read this series, just keep reading the series and read it in order. Yes, I do. But at the same time, you don't have to read the previous 2 books. You can easily start here. I am awed and amazed and fascinated at how authors can, like, within like a book in the middle of a series, can like totally recoup you on stuff that happened in a previous book. I love how they do that. I hope at some point I will be able to do that whenever I get to like book 2 or something like that of my own personal writings. It helps though. But yes, as a getting at for the last 15 minutes sort of thing, you know, read this book. It's a good book. It may not be like a completely amazing, awesome book, but it is a very good book. I will agree to that. It's not like, oh my god, like a 10 out of 10 thing. It's like, sorry. It's like a 7, 8 type of book if we're doing like, a number ranking. It is a 7 to 8 book. It's good. Alright, so with that book finished, I'm not putting book 4 on hold just yet because I put on hold Vampire Academy, like book 1 of the series, and I put that on hold because, yes, I did watch the movie, and I love it so much. I love it. I loved it because I had finished watching it. I loved watching Vampire Academy book, and I love Dimitri. I love his accent, and I don't want to say it on camera to you guys because it's like so embarrassing to actually say it, probably to say it to someone else or to you guys. But I keep saying like it's he says, "Oh my rose," and like this is at the end, like near the end of the movie. So he says, "Oh my rose," and I know I'm saying it very plainly and in my tone of voice, but he has like a Russian type of European. Transylvanian type of accent, and it's so freaking hot. The guy is amazingly freaking hot, and he has long hair, so that's, oh my god. If any like hot guy, like, you know, face and like the ripped muscles, like he's already hot, but if you add in long hair, he's like even hotter. I don't know how, but he's even hotter. When, like, a hot guy is even hotter when he has long hair, at least to me. I don't know if anyone else finds that, but that's just me. But anyway, I love the actor who they picked for Dimitri, and I don't know if that is like, he has that accent, or if you put that accent on for that character, but it is so fucking hot. It is like jizzing in your pants. Yes. I loved it. And I don't know if any of you guys are going to say anything, but if you have watched previous videos of me doing House of Night book series, I said that I hate like whiny teenager type of stuff, And it wasn't even like, it didn't feel like vampire-y to me. It was just like really stupid. I did not like it. It was just very, yeah, you can listen to all my ranting about how much of I don't like the House of Night book series because it's very whiny and teenagery and angst. It's just like, you're supposed to be vampires, and I wanted this to be like a good one. I did not like it. And I have not read the Twilight one, but I have watched all the movies. I kind of like the movies. I really love the last movie, part 2. I love that one. And like, I love the like seriously last movie. I love part 2. And that's also a very whiny one, and it's like, they're not real vampires, at least to me, because vampires don't sparkle. Vampires don't have teeth. They have to have fangs. They don't even have fangs. So for me, that's for me. Vampire Academy, it's basically like a high school. There is like teenage bullying and all that sort of type of stuff, but it's, I don't know, I loved it. And there was no like, there was some whininess, but it was like the perfect amount of like, you know, teenage angst and whininess of what you get with like teenage stuff. I have the first book on hold. Yeah, so book 4 has to wait till like I'm finished that, or mostly finished that. I do get them for 3 weeks, but this took a little while to actually finish reading. Until Monday when I have to go pick up stuff, I'm going to continue reading this. I'm getting to the halfway point. I just began the second part. Like, basically, it feels like it's split up into 3 sections. So, I just finished this part. I just began the second part, and I still have the third part to go. So, basically, I'm saying, like, I'm almost halfway through the book. I said, I like this. I'm okay, and I like the multi-plot storyline of this in, like, you know, in an adventure book. Because it makes more sense than, like, you know, in an adult romance. This is an adult romance. Because look, romance sticker on there. I'm going to continue reading this book until I get the Vampire Academy first book. Excuse me, I already have hold of the library. That's the end of this book review. I gotta continue getting rid of copies of the Pokemon TV series that I don't need. Yes, I have multiple copies because my boyfriend said I should, you know, get a few copies and then, you know, get the best one. The best looking one, the best audio, and all that sort of stuff. And I finally finished. Like, I've already watched season 1, but it's taken me a while to actually get rid of all the copies that I don't really need of season 1, and the movie and the shorts that were attached to the first series. So I've taken care of those. I did a lot of deleting yesterday. Yeah, and so what I'm trying to get at is I'm going to work on season 2 and the movies and shorts that go along in order with that. I'm just waiting for my boyfriend to come over. Yeah. Because I pretty much have nothing else really to do, like really, really important. This I really wanted to finish. Like, I do have Barbie doll, like I need to finish her eating vlog / food channel, and then I get to go to the Chomp channel, which was actually Socks vs. Barbie challenge / vlog channel. And I also gotta get on my March videos that I have to compile, edit together, and then upload. I'm gonna work on that, and then be able to copy and paste stuff onto my external. So once that is done, then I can work on my own videos and work on the last 2 subscription channels that I need to catch up and watch all of them. Because I like all of what Pink Sparkle does. And, well, I like her videos. And I really like watching her. So I want to watch from, like, the first videos up to, like, her current videos. Sort of wigwam doing. What the hell did I just say? But anyway, I'm gonna get going. So, leave a like if you liked my weirdly video and if you like seeing me. And if you're a new person watching this, please subscribe for more weird and longish book reviews, boxings, unbaggings, hauls, and really random monthly favorites. Okay, so, bye everyone.